Episode 4. The long-awaited episode 4.
I'm back from Costa Rica.
Yeah.
We're live together.
Again. Not going international.
Nope.
With it.
You want to introduce our special guest?
Yeah. Special guest. Providing hospitality and water in mason jars. John Tenorio.
Not so much a guest. I'm just here to make sure no one talks too much shit on my team.
That's right. We are talking about your division.
Yes. You're an honorary division guest.
I think this is the first time we've had, like, the crappiest team owner on our podcast.
In studio guest.
You're such a dick.
Yeah.
We've had Stephen Love, but his team was top, so.
Yeah, I was at the top. We'll
Yeah.
get to that later. Well, going through the NFC South, I am completely unprepared. You have 10 pages of notes.
I am so
Holy
prepared.
crap, did you really write all that?
It's not like a ton of info. Like, it's just basic.
That's for everything though, right? That's not
Yeah.
just for this division.
No, this is just
That's
this division. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you're gonna have to kind of lead the charge
Yeah.
on
Let's
what
start
team
with the
in-
Seattle multiple score gasms, which I really don't get what the name means still. I'm still kind of.
I think it's like orgasms.
But every time you score, you get a gasm.
Yeah. Have you seen
Yeah.
the Gronk spikes? I think it's when Gronk spikes the ball, it gives people orgasms. So it's like a score gasm.
I think that gives you orgasms.
Yeah, like 10.
Sorry. So Seattle multiple score gasms. They finished 7-5 last year and second in their division.
Nice.
So kind of middle of the pack.
Our inaugural season champion.
Yeah, first season, and then just I don't know what happened the second season. He was awful.
I don't remember what happened the second
He
season.
was awful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then this year kind of rebounded. He was above 500. So we'll start with biggest blow, which when I looked
Didn't
at
we
his
change that
roster,
to biggest bummer or bummer?
biggest boner,
No, bummer, man.
bummer.
Yeah, like B as in boy.
Because people complained.
Yeah.
All right. Biggest bummer.
We apologize.
I'm so sorry. He purged his team of Russell Wilson, Jordy Nelson, Tom Brady, Matt Forte, and Torrey Smith. So that's his.
Yeah, he got a high draft pick.
He cleaned house.
He got a high draft pick for Torrey Smith.
Yep.
He got
did.
2 future first rounders for Russell Wilson.
Yes. So not, it just on paper, it just, he purged his team. So
Yeah, a little bit.
what about for you?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that. Let's see.
Or you can pull
This
out your
guy,
ass
are you
this
looking?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, at least
You're looking
I
at
need
your
to at
blank
least be
notes.
looking at
Reaching
his
deep in
roster. Alright. Yeah, I think that, man, who was it? I think that losing
That
Russell.
guy on that team.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know. Oh, Jordy Nelson being gone. I think he got stuff for Jordy Nelson too, but Jordy Nelson's like a pretty big player missing. I would say Russell Wilson also, but I think that there's quarterbacks out there that can potentially score as many points as Russell Wilson, or at least be within an average of 2 or 3 points of him a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's not like, I mean, it's a lot harder to replace a Jordy Nelson than it is a Russell Wilson.
True. And who do you have as MVP
Right now, Des Bryant.
right now?
Yeah, now I'm receiving a phone call too.
This
But
guy.
Falling apart, man.
oh my gosh, I'm
Gotta keep
drunk.
it together. Des Bryant. And this year, Maury has the 7th overall pick, 9th overall pick, and the 2nd pick in the 2nd round.
Yeah. I can't comment. I've been in talks with him about who he's going to pick, so I can't broadcast that.
Insider info.
Yeah.
And then biggest draft need, I think it's running back. I don't really trust Lamar Miller, so I don't know if he's gonna have the same like I think he scored like 180 points Same year, so I don't trust that. So that's really all he has in running back. So I think that's what he needs. Because a quarterback is easy to find. There's some good quarterbacks in the draft.
No, I think Lamar Miller is going to equal what he did last year. I don't know if it'll be. I give it like plus or minus 20 if he's healthy. You know, like I think he'll stay in that 180 ballpark. It just kind of depends. Miami was giving shitty ass Daniel Thomas the ball for some reason.
It's true for quite a long time.
You know, like so Miami doesn't really. They haven't really made him the guy. So I don't know if they actually decide to do that. Then you know he could definitely put up 200 in my opinion. I think I agree. Running back still, even though there's not a quarterback on his team, that won't probably be an issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say it's definitely not a receiver. Des Bryant, Mike Evans are two very solid receivers, and you could pick up a wide receiver 3 very easily in our league, in my opinion. Once again,
2 top 11s. Yep.
Yeah. So I think that that running back, Lamar Miller, and then it's Kadeem Carey, Christine Michael, and Bobby Rainey. None of those are seeing much time here come week 1. So he needs a running back who's going to actually produce this year.
And who on his roster do you feel is the most exciting underdog?
Yeah, Charles Johnson.
Charles Johnson. I don't even know who that is.
Oh, he's a receiver from Minnesota who kind of broke out last year. Although I'm hoping Cordarrelle Patterson kind of beats him out of that spot. But I don't know. Charles Johnson played pretty good.
For me, Michael Christine, if I'm saying his name right.
Christine Michael?
Christine Michael.
2 first names will always get you.
Michael. Yeah, he's had a ton of hype, and he had a ton of hype when he came out, and so who knows how long Beast Mode's gonna play? Maybe he signed like a 1-year deal.
He's immortal.
He's immortal, maybe. So that's who I'm excited that maybe he will kind of share the load a little bit and be the guy when Beast Mode's done.
Yeah.
And last part with Seattle. Where do you think they're going to finish in 2015? Where are they trending?
Oh boy, 7 wins plus or minus this year. He really went for future assets. I don't know, man. Running backs are hard to come by.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have them. So yeah, I gotta give it a down arrow.
I agree.
We'll just give him extra motivation.
I agree.
And I believe he does have a plan, but I think there's too much to overcome without getting pretty lucky for this year.
Yeah, same. I think he's trending down, but I mean, it all depends if he nails his picks. But I think he's going to finish 4th in the division. So
I think he looked at his team this offseason and said, man, I did some really good things with it last year. And then he got like I think he wants to build a super team. And I think he thinks this year wasn't the year he could do it.
So he just traded away everybody.
But I think also there's like a theory that I think Morey definitely goes by. And I haven't talked to him about this. And I've heard this from other people. A lot of times people try to trade guys when they're at like their highest upside.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're still going to continue to be pretty good. Like, you think, oh, they just had their best season. I can get more from them right now than I ever could any other season. And I don't know. I don't really do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I guess it all just depends. I don't know. I don't know how that plays out. I don't know if that's what he lives by, but that's what he seemed to do with Russell Wilson with me.
We will see.
I was very happy about that trade.
Oh yeah, that was a good trade for you. Up next, we have the Gotham City Reckoning, who also finished 7-5, but they won the division and lost to the eventual champ, and ended up 4th place overall.
Yeah,
It's a solid team.
yeah.
And biggest bummer,
Definitely Jamal Charles being gone.
think so.
Yeah, I'm not even looking at his team. I just know he traded him. I think he got Alshon Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm. And like a pick, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of traded Jamal Charles high too. This was a nice segue. I think he did the same thing.
Yeah.
I think he said Jamal Charles just had his best years and he was on my roster for 2 of them. I'm going to cash in now and get Alshon Jeffrey, who's definitely a solid wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Jamal Charles still has another year, man, at least of like top 3 running back.
Yeah.
Like I just would never, I don't know, I would never trade a top 3 guy and not get a top 3 guy back in return.
Yeah. And he was really smart about it. He kept his backup, which I remember when I was
he kind of hedged his own bet.
Yeah.
For sure.
I remember I was trying to make a deal with him, but it had to be that now Davis was included in the deal, and he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I also tried to make a deal, and that was also a deal breaker for me.
Yeah. For me, the biggest bummer was LaShawn McCoy going to the Bills, because the Bills are awful.
Yeah, but LaShawn McCoy wasn't exactly tearing it up in Philadelphia.
No, like not last year, but just a really good offense. So that's from like when you go from the Eagles to the Bills, that just feels like a letdown.
I think they're gonna feed him the rock in Buffalo.
I think you're an idiot. So
I think
he's
gonna have a better year this year than he did last year.
And we will see who the biggest idiot is when we go over all our rankings from last year.
That's not fair.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
And let's see, MVP.
Yes, I got to go Alshon Jeffrey. I think he's gonna get better. No more Brandon Marshall. He can be a true number 1 receiver.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about Alshon Jeffrey is sometimes he just like gets down the field, and like Jay Cutler manages to, keep a play alive, and he just chucks it anywhere in his general vicinity. And they're not even good passes, but Alshon Jeffrey like figures out a way to track him down. It's almost like, hey, just run to the end zone and I'll throw it to you, Like I feel like he got like 3 or 4 touchdowns like that last year.
3 flies up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just run to the end zone.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's either between him or Stafford, because I think Stafford just is consistently good. But yeah, Jeffrey has a lot of potential to be his MVP, his number 1. And his draft picks this year, he has the 11th overall pick, he has the 2nd round, he has the 4th pick in the 2nd round, and the 8th pick in the 3rd round.
Uh-huh.
So he did a little wheeling and dealing.
Yeah.
And with that, what do you think his biggest draft need is?
So running back, he has McCoy. Niall Davis is okay. But as long as Jamal Charles is toting the rock too, he's not going to be great. Man, that's tough because really outside of Alshon Jeffrey, I am kind of a believer in Allen Robinson, but Percy Harvin, diarrhea. Gosh. This is just
that
gross.
guy's the plague.
It just
really is.
Man, I tell you, I wouldn't. And I think he's had him for a while, and if he was on my roster, I probably wouldn't let him go or try to trade him either because I get dog turds for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an eyesore.
Yeah.
On his roster.
So that was, for me, it was wide receiver, because I think your team can be okay if he has LaShawn McCoy, who can be a top 10 guy, where I think your roster can be okay if you have at least one, like, great running back. And where I see he has Jeffrey, and that's kind of it. And so I feel he needs another wide receiver.
I bet Allen Robinson puts up over 140 points this year.
Maybe, which brings me to the most exciting underdog, who I think is Allen Robinson, because there's a lot of hype about him, that he's going to be like the guy in Jacksonville.
I think Allen Robinson too. I mean, he was like Blake Bortles' favorite target until he got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad Allen Robinson's not on my team anymore. I traded him to Luke somewhere along the way last year.
Yeah.
And I traded him knowing that he was probably going to be pretty good. I forgot. That was an important trade for me, I think. I can't remember what I got back for that, but I had to do it, and I didn't really want to.
I think, it's hard because I think you make the most trades out of any owner.
Right.
Like if we counted, you.
Right, I don't fall in love with anyone except Gronk and
Except
Watt.
Gronk. Yeah.
Yes. And even Gronk I've traded away before.
You traded him away and you got him back.
Got him back for dirt cheap.
And finish in 2015, I think it's flat for me. I think he'll win the division and he'll go to the playoffs, but I see him just being...
Wait, how many wins do you have? 7?
7, yeah. Just because I just think the division overall is really confusing. Very, it could go any way. So I think he wins it. Because he has a number 1 in all of his core offensive positions. He has a clear, LaShawn McCoy, Jeffrey, Greg Olsen at tight end, Stafford. So.
Right, there's some nice things going on there.
Yeah, so that's right. I think he'll win the division, not by much, but he will.
The thing I don't like about his team is he's one devastating injury away from being in bad shape.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go under. Oh, man, I mean I would like to stay at 7, but I won't allow myself to do that. I gotta go over or under. I'm going under.
Okay.
Even though he's probably gonna win 7 games again.
That's right. Flat.
Mm-hmm.
And then next up we got the Hong Kong Police.
Mason, man, he's disappointed me.
He
in
just
the
chills.
First 3 years.
He's one of those other teams that just kind of chills, doesn't make a whole ton of deals.
I've played fantasy football with Mason for probably over a decade. And I thought this would be something he would excel at, and his teams have been pretty booty all 3 years.
Pretty booty?
Yeah.
This is Mason Twitty?
Yeah.
That's because he doesn't respond to trade offers. Like a jerk.
Yeah.
Which I will be posting a blog, putting people on blast about our trade etiquette. So I think our league lacks. There are some people who are not strong, which I'll give you, John, credit. You are a good trade
Thank you.
communicator.
I'll
So,
respond.
I mean, you tanked, but but you know what? I can't be mad because you respond to trade offers. So
Yeah.
4-8, last in division, and biggest bummer, lost Alshon Jeffrey in their number 1, 11th overall pick. So they lost Alshon Jeffrey, 11th overall, but for Jamal Charles. So worth it? I don't know. We'll see.
I think it was worth it for him, for
Yeah.
his team. He's pretty stacked at running back, so... And by stacked, I just mean he has a lot of good options.
Yeah.
He could actually... He's one of the few people in our league who could actually kind of parlay running backs week in and week out based on matchups.
Yeah, because he has 3 potential starters.
Right. And
Yeah.
now Alfred Blue, I mean...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen in Houston yet, but, I mean, he had a couple monster games last year, right?
Yep.
Didn't he?
I don't know about monster games, but serviceable.
I think he had at least one monster game.
We'll check the stats.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, he only had 2 touchdowns all year. I think they came in the same game. I don't know. Okay, sorry, let's keep this
No, you're good.
train rolling.
Biggest bummer?
Yeah, I think that... I can't say Alshon Jeffrey because he got Jamal Charles for him.
Right.
His biggest bummer is that he still has Robert Griffin III on his team.
Yeah, he's held on to
And
him.
he's paying him $43,000.
Which I
real money.
think he originally drafted him and everything.
Yeah.
So he's held on to RG3 through it all.
Yeah.
Through it all.
Yep.
MVP, Frank Gore. That was easy for me. Father Time has been very good to Mr. Gore.
This is MVP is Jamal Charles, man.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay, you're smoking crack rocks, injecting him something,
Yeah, that's the easy. Jamal Charles is the easy pick. Oh yeah, Jamal, I go MVP.
which is
I'm like, you know what, man? It's Frank
The
Gore.
more reason why
Mr.
he
Steady.
is the MVP. All right, well, whatever. Frank Gore, rest in peace.
That's what everybody says every year.
Yeah, Frank Gore's going to make it interesting this
He's
year.
in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I forget you have a Colts boner and a Frank Gore boner.
Justifiably so. Got the franchise.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Had I prepared, I would have known you actually would have picked Frank Gore as an MVP.
And draft picks, he has the 5th overall pick,
What's he gonna do?
5th pick in the 2nd round, and the 5th pick in the 3rd round.
What's he gonna do?
What's he gonna do?
He's going receiver.
Amen.
Yeah. Although I don't hate his receivers by any stretch, but he only has 3,
Yeah.
and none of them are top 15 guys.
Nope.
So, yep, need a receiver. You know, he could actually put together a team where he's actually going week to week at running back and receiver. There's a
Yeah.
lot of guys who I would like on my team, but I don't want them to be my wide receiver 1 or my running back 2.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I agree. Wide receiver. And most exciting underdog with Arian Foster's injury, I think that's Alfred Blue.
no, that news just broke, and I can feel you.
Yeah.
I know that you went there, but I think they're going to sign someone else.
Ray Rice.
And could be
Resurgence.
Sierra Thomas, no Sean Moreno, anyone?
Only you could hope.
Yeah, you wish.
I think Mike Wallace is his most exciting. I think Mike Wallace could actually end up being a top 10 receiver this year with Teddy Bridgewater, and I think the Vikings are going to have an explosive offense this year. I think Mike Wallace has got the shit into the stick in a couple of different ways. I think he's going to be angry.
You tell me I smoke crack. With his team, I think he'll finish 2nd in division. I think he's trending up.
So you have me at 3rd?
Shut up, bro. It's not your turn yet.
Bro, what the?
All right. So he's going to be 2nd in division. He's trending up. I think he has some solid players.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he plays his cards right with his pick.
Hong Kong Fui's going to actually win their division.
Ooh.
Gonna put up 8 wins. And Mason's finally going to make his presence felt somehow, some way in this league.
After 3 silent years.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he has contrary to a lot of teams, he's not a devastating injury away from not being competitive. I mean, Jamal Charles, obviously, that would kill anyone who had him if he got hurt. But then he's starting Andre Ellington and Frank Gore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Didn't Andre Ellington get hurt?
Last year, yeah.
yeah.
But
Andre
he got hurt this
Ellington
year?
has pretty high upside in my mind.
Yeah.
I would trade Mason for him. I made a bunch of offers for Andre Ellington, and I think he just told me he hated my guts by not responding or something like that.
You heard it here, Mason. Stop being a douche.
Yeah, stop being a dude.
Respond to trade offers, even if it's a no.
Okay.
Up next, man of the hour.
Swear to God.
Kick. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right,
Kick.
John. I want to hear a campaign for your team. A 60-second campaign. Why
You can
should
give him
I?
60 seconds. You got 10 seconds, bro.
10 seconds.
Why should I vote for you?
Brett, I'm at least tied for first for best team starting right now before the draft.
Yeah,
At
because
least
it's not
tied.
about
In
anything
your
right now.
division or in the league?
In the division.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not leagues. No, screw that.
You definitely have the fullest roster.
Yeah, I've got some exciting players. Come on. some moves happened in the offseason that really
Yeah,
jumped it up a bit.
I don't dislike your team.
All right. Well, Kansas kick awesome. They finished 1-11 and last overall. And I think you will openly admit that you tanked the season.
I tried hard. I checked actually to make sure the proper players were on the bench.
Yeah, we might have to install a no tanking rule, but I don't know how that would happen. Plus,
And we're
I'm
going
not
to call it the
commissioner
Kansas kick awesome roll.
The Kansas rule.
anymore.
It'll be your fault. Biggest blow. Man, this was a tough one. I guess
This is a
just
team so strong.
no.
So strong.
Lost the first overall pick, but gained a lot.
Gained a lot.
So
You actually had
Strong
something
silly
really.
loss.
You had something really positive happen this offseason.
we're not talking about positive right now. We're
I
talking
know.
about not positive.
I know. I surprised myself and the audience going reverse. Okay. Biggest loss. I don't really know.
Okay.
Looking at his roster, I think everyone's there. Huh? MVP. Cam Newton.
Yep. Superman.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know. I have Zach Stacy on my team.
Yeah.
Didn't even know that.
What are you talking about, bro? We're talking about Cam Newton.
But I got Zach Stacy. Like, that's exciting for me. He could win the starting job.
Where is he?
New York Jets.
That's
I got
exciting.
Yeah.
No, but I see what you're saying. You had some interesting off-season things that took place at running back that I think improved your whole running back stable.
Like D'Angelo Williams is a starter for at least 2 weeks,
right?
With a sick offense.
Yeah, in Pittsburgh, and he'll still get touches there.
And that just gives just enough time for Rashad to earn the starting spot. So then I got that guy.
Right, Rashad Jennings is going to be the starter as long as he can stay healthy.
And then McFadden's going to, break his hamstring 4th week. So there's Lance Dunbar ready to step in and.
Well, I think. Randall is going to be.
Randall's a starter.
But they've also.
Well, no. Lance Dunbar was the starter, and then he got hurt. His hamstring's hurt. He's out for a week. So they put Randall up just by default right now.
Bro, let's be real. Dunbar's never going to start.
Bro, Dunbar's
just be real.
Randall's isn't he the one that had
shoplifting?
Yeah. He's gonna start.
Yeah, we need to start a petition.
The only thing he's gonna be running from is the police.
That just shows what kind of people that we keep on our rosters, like Stephen Love. He has low guys like that on his roster.
Yeah.
Which just speaks a lot to his douchiness.
Yeah, the owner.
Let's see here. Draft picks this year. You have the 4th overall, 13th overall, and the 17th overall. So, you get a lot of.
And right after that, did you get them all?
Yeah.
And then I also have 2.5.
Well, we're just doing the top 3.
Oh, whatever.
So. In draft need, I really had no idea with your team because your team is full of mid-level guys.
It is.
So there's not besides Cam Newton, you don't have a guy who's he's top 10. You have a bunch of solid guys.
You won't give me Jeremy Maclin.
Well, last year, but he made a move to a team that didn't score a receiving touchdown last year, so that's scary.
Let's give him top 11.
No, Mike Evans was number 11 last year. You can't compare that.
Yeah, I think. As
draft needs?
Yeah. It's crazy because you have 7 running backs.
How many players are on your roster?
But none of these guys are a young running back.
No.
Zach Stacy, I guess, is kind of young.
Yeah.
But it's Lance Dunbar, and sorry, I don't have much faith in him. Rashad Jennings up there. C.J. Spiller getting up there. James Starks, he's still in the NFL. Jonathan Stewart. Up there. D'Angelo Williams, up there.
Up there, yeah.
Receiver-wise, yeah, I think Maclin will be fine. Maybe not 190, maybe 160.
CJ's young, though. He's 4 years in?
No way, dude.
He's been around?
No, he's been around since... this has got to be year 7.
Year 6.
Yeah, 6 years of experience, so he's going on to year 7.
Oh, okay.
Most exciting underdog. I actually had C.J. Spiller because I think he's a talented dude that was stuck on a bad team. Also had injury issues, but maybe the change of scenery and a much better offense will be what he needs. So, we'll see. He could be what Sproles was when he was there.
Yeah, I think... boy, I gotta go with. This is hard. It's not hard because it's gross. It's just hard because I can pick any of these guys.
That's what she said.
I'm gonna go with Crabtree. Maybe he bounces back a little bit with the Raiders. 49er receivers get the shit into the stick.
They do
over there. So it'll be interesting to see what Crabtree does with Derek Carr hucking it around.
Yeah. Good choice.
The Raiders will be a top 32 offense this season. Mark my words.
Top 32 offense.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Where do you think...
taking that bet? All right.
Finish. Where do you think they're going to finish?
Number 1,
No, I see this division coming down between. Believe it or not, I think this is going to be. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Any of these guys. I think if Luke stays healthy, he's got probably the best chance of winning it, but that's hard to stay that healthy the whole year with his pieces. And I think it's just going to be a race of endurance between John and Mason. Which is crazy. I shouldn't bet against Luke, but there you go. I did it. And so, John's definitely winning more than one game.
Yep.
So
up arrow.
Yeah.
Up arrow.
Well, maybe not. I mean,
or you can just tank
again.
Yeah. Just go over.
Cam Newton does what he did last year. Just might.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's worth it to tank, but prove me wrong.
You don't think so?
Then we can have a contagious epidemic of teams tanking after week 6.
We
Well, think about it. I mean, it's like, okay, cool, I might make the playoffs, but who cares? Unless you can make a run at the top 3, it's not worth your time.
Yeah, but the playoffs. Anything can happen if you squeeze into a fantasy football playoff.
Yeah, but the top 3
you just gotta
is
get hot for
different.
3 weeks. That's it.
It's true.
All right. Well, we went way past.
Yeah, that's
I
alright.
blame John.
Yeah, because John was here.
Team's dope, and I'm excited. I'm
just
killing this
kidding.
draft.
But this division was the toughest for me because I have no all the teams could be good. Just depends how they draft.
Just say it. You're
I
not
don't
saying it
know.
because I'm here. Just say my team's the best.
No, your
Yes.
team's not the best.
It is the best.
You have a bunch of mediocre players on your team,
I
except
could break
Cam
out.
Newton.
I could break out at any moment.
Nobody's ever gonna bring you down. You're the
know.
best.
We'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
I got some
All right,
crazy
well,
plans.
Next podcast we'll do like some review.
Yeah, we're gonna review our
Last year?
rankings from last year and give our new rankings.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Rest in peace, Arian Foster.
Arian Foster, pour one for the homies,
Yeah.
and
I'm
Deshaun
excited.
Jackson,
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Whoa, what happened to Deshaun?
separated shoulder, bro.
For like the season?
No.
Oh, it's just been a chronic thing with him,
Yeah.
though.
Oh.
So we're not like players that are gone all year, but just guys that are going to be hurt for a while.
We're not guys who literally have a tombstone that says RIP in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just, some training camp injuries.
Yep. Starting to happen.
Yeah.
It's scary.
All right, we'll send this away with some best around.